The Man of Law's tale is about a woman named Constance. She is the daughter of the great emperor in Rome. She is loved for her beauty and virtuous ways. Merchants from Syria saw Constance while selling in Rome. Once the Sultan heard of her good looks, he negotiated a marriage contract with her father, since women during this time could not choose who to marry. One condition he had to go under was that he had to convert from Islam to Christianity. They were set to get married. Sultan's mother was enraged that her son would turn his back on Islam. She acted as if she agreed with the marriage until the wedding. Once the wedding day came, his mother killed her own son and all the wedding party except for Constance. Constance sails off to sea for a year and a day. She landed in a pagan community called Northumberland. A constable and his wife, Hermegild, see Constance and take her in. Since she is in a pagan land, Constance must hide her faith. Hermegild becomes a Christian along with her husband after he sees the two perform a miracle. A lustful prince, taken over by the devil, kills Hermegild and blames Constance. The constable takes her before the king named Allah. King Allah sentences her to death, but when the prince swears on the holy book, he dies, and it is understood that he was untruthful.
After that, a hand came out of the sky, hitting the prince in the head, which caused his eyes to come out of his socket. Then a voice comes down from the sky and tells the pagans that the king has unrightfully judged one of his disciples. This caused the pagans to all turn to Christianity, and Constance was found not guilty. After a short time, King Allah and Constance fell in love and got married. While King Allah was at war, Constance had a healthy child. She sends a letter telling her husband that the baby is healthy. However, that letter is destroyed and replaced by King Allah's mother, Donegild. That letter says that the baby is deformed and evil and that Constance is a witch. King Allah then replies with a letter telling them to wait there and he'll come back immediately. However, that letter is again replaced by Donegild, this time saying that Constance and her child must leave Northumberland within 3 days. Turn her baby sail across the sea. Allah returns from the war and sees what his mother did and executes her. At the same time that Constance was sailing across the sea, the Roman emperor, or Constance's father, sent an army to Syria to kill the group that had killed the wedding party. Constance, after traveling across the sea, then lands on the coast of Spain, where she's found by the army that her father sent to Syria to kill the group that killed her wedding party. The group does not remember her, however, since she had lost her memory and looks a lot different. So they just take her back to Rome to keep her safe. In Rome, she lives in obscurity since no one had identified her. Allah, filled with grief, travels to Rome to seek forgiveness for killing his mother and for what she did, as well as to explain to Constance what really happened. While in Rome, King Allah sees a child that looks just like Constance and follows it back to their house and finds Constance.
However, since she had lost her memory, she did not know who Allah was. King Allah then tells her the real story and convinces her that he loves her. Constance's memory then suddenly comes back. Remembering who she is, she goes to the Roman emperor and confuses that she is his daughter. Constance and her son then return to Rome, and after a short period of time, the emperor dies. This lets Constance's son take the role of the new emperor of Rome. Constance, King Allah, and their son return to Northumberland within a year. Allah is dead, and Constance and her son return to Rome after a short period of time. This lets Constance's son take over the role of the new emperor of Rome. The Man of Law then ends his tale here. The main theme of this tale is faith. The whole story, Constance endures a lot of suffering and sadness, but however, she never whines or complains because she has faith in God. Constance draws strength from her beliefs and from God, which helps her in hard situations that she encounters. Even when she was sentenced to death by the king, she remained faithful and knew it is only what God wanted.
Many allusions are in this tale, primarily biblical and historical ones. One he mentions is the tale of Pyrrhus, who was involved in the siege of Troy. Pyrrhus is mentioned in the tale when it says not in Troy, when Pyrrhus broke the wall and burnt down Aleeyah. Another mention is Hannibal, who was involved in the sack of Rome and helped begin the Second Punic War. Hannibal led an attack on a city called Saguntum, who was aligned with Rome. They mention when they say the conquering Hannibal, they had thrice enjoyed the victory. The tale also mentions some mythological creatures as well. Some biblical references include the miracle of loaves and fishes, at which Jesus took 7 loaves of bread and a small fish and turned them to enough for 100 to eat with leftovers. Judith, David, and Jonas are all biblical characters mentioned throughout the tale. A literary allusion in this tale would be the Pharsalia, an entry of Julius Caesar written by Lucan. Achilles, Hector, and Pompey, and the War of Thebes are also mentioned. These conclude the majority of allusions in the Man of Lost Tale and the tales in general.